Are you struggling to figure out which SMMA offer will explode in 2024? Well, don't worry at all because I've got you covered in this video. Because today, what I'll be revealing to you are going to be the best offers that are going to dominate 2024 SMMA industry. And in this video, you will learn how to transform your SMMA game to another level with some of the top tier strategies that I will be sharing with you for absolutely free today. So make sure to watch this video till the very end. Now, not too long ago, I basically recorded a video on my YouTube channel where I went over exploiting some of the top SMMA niches with the help of ChatGPT. And with the help of this amazing tool, we were able to come up with a lot of niches and rank them in order of difficulty as well. For example, we have niches within the easy difficulty, and then we also have niches within the medium difficulty, and then we also have niches within hard difficulty. For example, e-commerce is going to be pretty hard. So what we will be doing in this particular video is we will be looking at these top niches, specifically the ones which are super easy for anyone to get started. And then we will be using ChatGPT one more time in order to create an irresistible offer that we can go out to these service providers and go pitch our valuable advice and services. Now, before we do that, what I want to do quickly is explain to you what exactly is an offer and why you should care about it in the first place. Now, if you don't already know, an offer is nothing but just the simple solution to whatever problem that you're trying to solve for your client. So, for instance, if somebody is struggling to get consistent implant patients as a dentist, then your offer could be helping them get those consistent implant patients with the help of, let's say, Facebook ads, so that they do not have to rely on referrals. Now, the concept of offer creation was well popularized by someone called as Alex Hormozy. Unless you've been living under a rock, you must be knowing about this guy. Now, he wrote this book, which is called as $100 Million Offer, which literally went viral all over the internet. And once that book was released, a lot of people started also refining their offer. In fact, I also used that book in order to recreate my offer and add a lot of bonuses to the same so that it looks much more appealing. Now, the concept of that book is pretty simple, that you have to create an irresistible offer so that your market would feel stupid saying no to the offer that you're presenting to them, and they will give you their hard earned money so that you can provide them whatever transformation that you are going to give to them. Unfortunately, when that book released, a lot of people decided to, not use that book very ethically. They decided to add bunch of things to their offer, making it look very irresistible. But at the same time, what happened is they were promising bunch of things which did not really lead to the true transformation of the client. For example, somebody might say that I guarantee that I will not only just get you leads, but I will come to your home, also do your dry cleaning, also pick up your clothes, also pick up your children from the school, and also cook your dinner, and basically take care of everything else as well. Like, I mean, that's a little bit exaggeration, but a lot of people were really abusing this $100 million offer. And that's why I just wanted to quickly explain to you, how do you go about creating an offer so that you don't feel super nervous or anxious, or you don't start getting palpitations every time you're trying to sign a client by giving all these promises that you may or may not be able to fulfill. So let's get into what exactly offer creation is. Now, the concept of offer creation that I like to personally follow is the principle of minimum viable product. Now, I first discovered about this concept from the book called as Lean Startup by Eric Ries. If you really want to learn more about this concept, I would highly recommend that you give that book a read. Now, in that book, Eric basically explained the concept of minimum viable product. Now, in this case, this would be a minimum viable offer that we will be providing to our clients. Now, according to that concept, what Eric basically says is that a lot of startup founders, they tend to initially create an offer and try to add a lot of things to whatever that they are providing to the customer, and as a result of that, they end up overcomplicating things and not focusing on truly solving the problem of their clients. And this results in a lot of dissatisfied customers, high churn rates, and refund requests. So basically what Eric says is, when you're trying to start a business and trying to create an offer, rather than straight away going to create a car, what you must do is you must focus on creating a skateboard that eventually leads to the buildup of the car. You must focus on being able to provide the initial transformation to the client. So if the goal of an individual is to go from point A to point B, then what you must focus on is focus on creating a vehicle which will make that transformation possible. And to begin with, you might not have the resources, time, money, and everything else in order to go about creating a car. But what you can create immediately would be a skateboard, and that would really allow your clients to start experiencing the results. And then over time, you can keep making tweaks and changes to your offer, and that will improve, as you make progress yourself. And here's a really nice explanation of what a lot of startup founders do. When they're trying to create an offer, right, they do not think about the ultimate transformation of their client. And let's say if they're trying to build a car or a vehicle that will take somebody from point A to point B, they would begin by focusing on creating just a tire. But now think about this: if you just offer a tire to a client, what would they do with it? They can't do much with it. They can't go from point A to point B. And then the second step would be they'll build two tires, and then they'll put like a system on top of it, and then eventually build a car. And by the time you reach that level of stage 4, you have already invested so much time, money, and resources, which a lot of people do not have in the first place. And this is why clients are always dissatisfied. So instead of doing that, what Eric Ries recommends is that you should begin by building a skateboard, then maybe enhancing the skateboard, then turning that skateboard into a cycle, then turning that cycle into a motorbike, and then eventually turning that into a car, so that the transformation of the client does not stop at any particular point. They should continuously keep getting the transformation, but the experience keeps getting better over time. It's like what Henry Ford did. He realized that horses weren't the best solution for being able to go from point A to point B, and then he released the car, right? But think about this: if from early man days, if somebody would have just focused on creating the car initially rather than going through the whole process of the horses, the tires, the cycle, the motorbike, etc., then the exact car wouldn't have come alive in today's time. So I hope you get the point, and this is how you should also approach your offer creation process. Now I want to talk about some principles of creating a good offer that you can utilize in today's time. The first and most important rule that you must remember is that it must solve a particular problem for a specific niche. Now, if your offer is not solving any problem, if you're just going to present the tire to the client and it does not lead to the transformation that they truly desire, then guess what? They'll be dissatisfied and they would not want to move forward with you. The second thing that people want is the capability to deliver results fast. If your offer can help somebody go from point A to point B as soon as possible, then as a result of this, you'll be able to charge a premium amount for the same. Now, think about this: if somebody wants to lose weight and they go to the gym, now for somebody realistically to be able to lose weight, it might take them several months or it could be several years as well. But on the other hand, if they go and get a surgery from their favorite plastic surgeon or cosmetic surgeon or whatever, or and as a result of this, they are now able to lose weight within like 24 hours thanks to that surgery. However, since that surgery provides outcomes almost instantly, they are able to charge a lot more money. On the other hand, gym cannot do that because people have to do the work on their own, and they have to really spend months and years in order to go about getting that transformation. So the faster you can get results, the better the outcome would be, and the more money you will be able to charge. And make sure that you can replicate the offer across multiple clients. Do not end up creating such a complex offer that you can only fulfill to one or maximum two clients, because if your business is going to be capped by one or two clients, then no investor would go about investing in your business. Why? Because think about this: how much risk that investor would have. Because if one client goes away from your business, then and in total, let's say you have two clients, then 50% of your entire revenue is vanished within 24 hours. And that is not a position that you want to be in. You want to diversify your client base, and you have to have more clients in order to serve. And to do that, you have to have an offer that can be replicated across scale, not just one or two clients. And then the next thing you must remember is that your offer must be simple to create. If it's super complicated, if it requires too much money, resources, time, etc., then a lot of people won't move forward with the same, and they would give up a lot quicker than you would expect. For example, if you want to help somebody lose weight, and if you make it super challenging for them, where you tell them that, hey, you have to wake up at like 4 a.m. and you have to go climb so many stairs every single day, and then you have to only eat these food items which nobody likes to eat, like broccoli or chicken breast or something, then most people will give up. But on the other hand, if you look at influencers like Kino Body, they were able to actually make their offer a lot attractive by allowing people to eat their favorite foods as part of their diet and still lose weight. And this is one of the reasons why their offer was able to be so successful. And then the final rule of thumb that I would like to give to you is make sure that it has all the must haves. So go and analyze your competitors, right? Look at everything that they are offering, right? And make sure that you are able to provide everything, that at least the bare minimum stuff that they are offering. Because if you do not provide the essentials, right, then it's going to be a big problem. Then focus on providing one performance delighter. So this means, how do you plan on being faster, cheaper, or better than your competitors? So at least have one unique value proposition, and make sure that you have at least one delighter. This means that out of everything that your competitor is offering, you are able to offer at least one thing that is special and unique to that particular individual. For example, when you buy a car and you see that the car is pre-installed with Apple CarPlay, you are a lot more delighted than, let's say, buying a car which does not have those features. So similarly, think about how you can also do the same. So now let me actually show you a live example of an offer that I ran for my SMMA back in the days, which was generating around about $10,000 to $12,000 every single month when I was just 20 years old from my college dorm room. So this is how my agency looked like, right? It was called as Rohan Dhawan's agency, which was a B2B consulting slash DFY agency, and the name of our product was called as the front end product was called as 90-day accelerator. And as you can see, this particular offer was divided into 6 simple steps, right? Step number one was foundations, where we basically used to retrieve all the assets, including social media accounts, ad manager, emails, etc., and set up the missing assets for these particular accounts, right? So a lot of times when I used to onboard a client, the first step would be retrieving their business manager, their Facebook pages, their Instagram pages, any kind of graphics, right? All those things. Now, if you want to learn more about this, just check out my free video on my YouTube channel that I recently recorded, where I show you how to start a complete SMMA business with $0 from scratch. And in that video, I will also give you access to my onboarding survey that I used to give to my clients, which allowed me to retrieve all this information within just one click. Okay, so make sure to check that information, that particular video out, right? And step two, what I would do is I would go about building a landing page and also focus on developing a VSL, which was important for my clients at that point of time. So I would focus on developing capture page to receive emails and phone opt-ins for our future marketing campaigns. And this would also include a proprietary video sales letter to turn cold traffic into hot leads. So a big component of what I used to offer was funnel development, and that is what I decided to put here as step number two. Now, step number three that I would offer would be ad launch. So, this would include writing ad copy, designing creatives, and once done, launching your campaigns to the public at the desired budget. Now, this is pretty straightforward. We would go to Meta or we would go to YouTube, and we would go about launching ads for our clients. Back in the days, I used to only offer Meta ad services, not YouTube. Now we also do YouTube. So step number four was basically testing and reporting. So this basically means applying small budget to split test important variables, also providing daily reporting regarding campaign-wide performance. And step number five was optimizing ad campaigns, because once you launch ads, it's not always going to be predictable, and they won't always be linear. Ads can be very volatile, and that's why you have to optimize the campaigns by getting rid of losers and only scaling the winners, right? So discovering winner ad campaigns and culling losers that failed a test, and this will allow us to experience momentum, as majority of our budget will go on proven ads. And step 6 would be, of course, scaling. So once you have discovered what works and what does not work, what we used to do is we used to go about scaling the ads for exponential growth. And this would include launching retargeting ads at warp speed scaling methods to basically achieve more profitability and scale. Now, in addition to this, remember when I told you that you should also go about having a a performance benefit as well as a delighter? Well, I would also go about offering some bonuses, which would include like daily sales coaching for their staff. There would be tested scripts and sales recordings that we would also go about doing, because once you generate leads, right, the client may not be able to actually close the leads all by themselves. So that's why we used to also offer sales training. In fact, that's what we still do. And the bonus would also include tested price points and offers to deploy and swipe. So it's like kind of like exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you the swipe file of my offer that you used to convert. And don't worry at all. Soon I'll be also sharing with you how you can create more offers whenever you desire, easily, right? And then the bonus would be 2 coaching group calls that I used to offer to my clients as well. So in case they had any kind of questions or concerns, they could hop on the group coaching call where they can ask any expert any kind of question as well. And there would also be a Facebook group for more accountability and shorter course materials, which is again optional but preferred. Now, a lot of agencies have a lot of information that they have to repeat to clients again and again. So why not document all that information, put it in the short course format, and give access to that to the clients so that they could refer to that module whenever they are stuck and asking the same kind of question that all of your clients ask, right? That'll save you so much time and energy. Think about that. And then similarly, we would also go about also including a back end recurring membership. So in addition to the front end accelerator that we had, once the membership of somebody used to expire, we also, of course, had an upsell or a back end recurring membership that allowed people to continue to work with us. Because what's the point of somebody paying you one time when they could pay you on a recurring basis? And as a result of this, you don't have to go out there, do more marketing to get more clients. You can actually make a lot of money from your existing clients, because it's a lot cheaper to retain clients than to continuously sign new ones. So as part of the backend offer, it is very similar to the above coaching and consulting and DFI intensive model, but you also have the added benefit of continued services, right? Now with DFI, you want to make it sticky. Now, in other words, what's like the next big problem that you can solve for your client? That is something that you should think about. Where do they need most help, right? And how can you do it so that your clients cannot live without what you have to do? And how can you do it so that they depend on the service to run their business, right? And if your offer went away, would they be in some sort of serious trouble? And for example, Slack, that is the software that we use every single day. Now, if Slack went away, we'll be in massive trouble, because our company completely relies on that software in order to communicate with each other. And that's why you should also think about how can I go about making a sticky done for you service. And maybe we can also add like a mastermind or sort of a community on the back end, so that whoever your agency clients are, they can meet like 3 times a year or something like that, collaborate with each other, network with each other. And as a result of this would increase the continuity and the likelihood of them working with you in the long run. So this is something that you can definitely take into consideration. So, how do you go about creating your offer, right? Well, the simplest thing that you can do is write down the current situation of your client, right? So, what you can do is just imagine that there's an island where your client currently lies at, and they are really, really dissatisfied with their situation, because that particular island, those individuals do not have enough food, not a proper shelter, not proper social life, and they are craving for their life back, which lies at island number 2, where their family is, where the social life is, where proper food, hygiene, and everything else is present, right? But these individuals are stuck at this island, and between these two islands, there's like a massive sea, and that sea is filled with sharks, and of course, nobody wants to swim that far. So your job as the coach or the agency owner is to come into the picture and build this boat that will help somebody go from island number 1 to island number 2. Now, if you have to build that boat, what kind of things will you add to your board so that the journey can be as smooth as possible for that client wanting to go from island 1 to island 2? So the best thing you can do is write down the current situation of your client, write down the island number 2, where they want to go, and then what you can do is just write down the steps that somebody will have to take step by step in order to go from island 1 to island number 2, kind of like how I did over here. As you can see over here, step 1 foundation, step 2 landing page and VSL development, etc. Right? So think about doing the same. And you can of course refer to your Kano model worksheet. Now if you don't know more about that, make sure to check out my channel. I talk much more about this stuff, but Kano model only consists of your performance benefits, your delighters, as well as your must haves that you must include in your offer in order to make it much more appealing to everyone else. And then finally, how can you make the journey fast, easy, and high quality while giving guarantee without too much headache, right? So that it needs to be super smooth for the client. And then finally, can you use the 80-20 principle? And 80-20 principle is simple. You basically go about focusing on only 20% of the items within your offer that produce 80% of the outcome for the client. So remember the skateboard example, right? If you can build a simple skateboard that helps your client go from island 1 to island 2, of course not a skateboard but like a board form of that, right? But point is that if you are able to do something simple that allows them to get that transformation, that is when you will win. Don't focus on creating the car right now. Okay, so that's what I would recommend, that you must focus on. Now, just to help you out even more and give you some more context, I've given you this diagram, which is pretty much explaining what I just told you about. This is island number 1, which is problem of your niche. This is island number 2, where they want to go, which is absence of the problem. And they actually want to take step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to go there. And over here, you can go research about your competitors, see what all they are offering, and make sure to include all the must have or the important things that they are offering within your offer. And then performance benefit could be how are you going to be faster, cheaper, and better than your competitor? Just include one. And delighter would be how are you going to be different but be able to delight your customers at the same time, something that your competitors aren't already doing. So this is something that you can take into consideration. Now, a lot of you watching this video might be like, Rohan, I'm so confused, I don't know how to go about doing this. I completely get that. So let's go to our easy difficulty niches over here, right? And what we can do is, let's just take the top 5, right? And then we can go to ChatGPT, and we have this tool which is called as the business model creator tool. This is a proprietary tool that we have actually developed here at Uability, which allows us to create amazing offers on demand. And let's see what happens when we give this particular thing a command. Please help me create MVP offer for the following niches below. Please make it as detailed as possible, step by step format. Again, if you want to download these niches, let's watch this video till the end. And then I'll show you how you can download the same. And then I'll just simply paste this over here and let's see what it's able to produce for us. Oh shit, I forgot to specify that we run an SMMA. Note, I run a marketing agency that specializes in providing Facebook ad services. Okay, now let's try to recreate the same. And as you can see, ChatGPT is pumping out the step-by-step offer that we can actually present to our clients whenever we want, right? And it could be very, very handy that anyone can actually utilize. By the way, if you're watching this video so far, I'm going to give you this entire list of all the offers this ChatGPT bot is creating for absolutely free in a Google Doc format, along with the top 50 niches that I talked about. All you have to do is just like this video, comment below, and subscribe to this channel. And make sure to share it with any other friend or family member who's planning to start a SMMA or maybe a coaching business, or maybe they are already running one and they are wanting to actually scale things to the next level. Make sure to do that, and I would really, really appreciate that, and that'll motivate me to continuously keep making videos like such, right? So as you can see over here, everything is done. So I'll take this particular offer over here of these 5 niches and I'll just like paste them over here in this Google document, as you can see. And let's just make this bold so that it's nice and easy for all of you to study. And what I can do is I'll just take the unique name of this particular offer and post that over here. So yeah, as you can see, with the help of ChatGPT, I was able to actually come up with various kind of offers for my particular niches that I actually gave access to. Now, again, you have this list of like top 50 niches. You can just pick and choose from whichever one you like and instruct ChatGPT to create endless number of offers that you want. It also actually created some unique names, as you can see, and it was also able to provide some bonuses that I can actually include in my offer. Now, if I want to actually make it much more appealing, I could also ask ChatGPT, can you add a compelling guarantee to my offers as well, right? And it'll make it much more irresistible and make sure that clients just cannot refuse to actually buy your valuable advice and services. So that being said, if you want to download this entire list of top SMMA niches and you want these top 3 SMMA offers and you want this entire document of how do you go about creating the offer, make sure to scan the QR code and you'll be able to actually download these files for absolutely free. All right, Rohan Dhawan here, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.